So what this is apparently meant to do, it just sort of melts the resin in the MDF. You're going to go over and over and over and it gets warm and it melts the glue and it sort of like binds all those particles of MDF together, heats them up and turns it into one flat piece. Hello everyone, welcome. Ryan here from the London Craftsman channel. How are you keeping? Today's video is all about MDF edges. I'm going to be showing you how to polish up an MDF edge like this one. As you can see, it's absolutely perfect now, ready for spraying in the spray room or any kind of spray or any kind of rolling finish brush, whatever. When you get a piece of MDF cut, no matter how sharp your saw blade is, it's going to give you a horrible fluffy edge. This is MR MDF. It's not the cheapest version of MDF, but it is still fluffy. As you can see, you can still see the saw cuts in it, and if you try to paint that right now, it would be horrendous. So I'm going to be showing you a shortcut method, aka cowboy version of one of my methods. I've probably shown you this in a comparison video. If you have a look up there, there's a comparison video of 3 ways I'm showing you how to sand off MDF edges. This one's quick and easy. It's if you don't want to get involved with all the filler and stacking up all your work. If you are just doing a few pieces here and there, not a huge pack like the one that you see here. Imagine you're just doing 1 or 2 pieces. You just quickly need to cut a piece up. You need to sand the edges up on a couple, 2, 3, 4. Got one already in the vise, and I've got my little channel system on the bench. I tell you about this all the time in all my videos because I love it so much. It's really helpful and really useful. I've got my Bessie copy clamps, the Vicos. You want to see any of these tools that I'm using, just look in the video description. And I'm going to be using an orbital sander over there. We're going for a polishing technique today. It's about using a really fine sandpaper on your sander. And we're just going to go over with a fine paper. We're not going to go through the usual of 80, 120, 240. I mean, our standard, if we are stacking up, as you can see there, what Sean done on the pack is 80, 120, 240. Then it's a fill, then it's a sand. But on this particular version, we're going straight for the really smooth paper. You can use 240, but I kind of like 320. 320 or 240 is the perfect method. If you have a look here, it's not particularly great and it's fluffy, and if we try to paint that right now, it'd be all horrible. And yeah, we want to get that really nice just by going over it a few times with a sander. So what I'll do is get a fresh 320 on. We just use Merkers. I don't know if anyone wants to know. We just buy them in bulk in packs of 50, and they work really nicely with our 6-inch Makita. Makita that we got is a BO6030, just in case you want to know. And we like these, got no complaints with them, have we? No. It's not a very expensive sander, but it's a very durable one. They've been going for about, how long? 3 years? Longer than the workbench has been built. Yeah. 3, 4 years, whatever, and they're really good. We've got no reason to change, and they're relatively inexpensive. So anyway, that's the one that we're going to use. We've got it on the highest speed. Let's go ahead and plug this in. So we've got it plugged into our Hoover, which is ultimately the ultimate workbench, and the power is all rigged up, and the extraction is, so when I turn the sander on, the extraction should turn on. Okay, so yeah, I mean, when you are sanding freestyle with a sander, you know, it's not generally the way to do it. I mean, you get away with a few pieces, like I said, but not over and over. You know, you've got to be relatively good at holding that sander nice and flat. If you're wobbling it around as you go, you're just going to end up with a not very nice flat square piece. So if you are making components that have got butt up against each other, possibly this isn't the method for you. You can also get attachments for your sander, like the Vessels do, so that it goes on and it wraps around, and it's sort of like an accessory that just keeps it nice and square to your workpiece. Can't even hear myself talk now, or think. This is literally a nightmare when you're trying to film. Okay, so we're just going to go for it, okay? We're just going to go over it. So what this is apparently meant to do, it just sort of melts the resin in the MDF. So you're going to go over and over and over, and it gets warm and it melts the glue, and it sort of like binds all those particles of MDF together, heats them up and turns it into one flat piece. So there is limits on how fluffy a piece this technique is going to do. If the list keeps falling off. If it's absolutely horrendous like this piece, you can have a look, we're probably not gonna get great results on that, okay? But something like this is fine. If you are gonna do this, you're probably gonna have to do this technique, then a bit of filler, and then do it again. But then again, yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't use that. I'll be cutting that off and making sure that factory edge goes. Okay, I'm going on a bit now. Let's go on and do the job. There we go, you can see the signs of it changing. You can see it starts going dark at the edges first most of the time. It's gone a darker colour, like golden brown colour. As you can see, it's really nicely polished up now. Let's try and get a good shot because that's the hardest part. So there's a close-up. And yeah, so that is ready now. So the next thing we're going to have to do is take those arises off. Okay, so we got a Hongdui. I probably made a video of this. I think I have, comparing this compared to a router version with a 1/4 inch cutter, little 1.6mm radius cutter. They've both got pluses and minuses, but this is good enough for this job right now. So you can see it's got a tiny little curve on the cutter, and it just simply runs in the little corner. And let's go for it. So it's as simple as that, and let's do one in real time. There we go, and it's as simple as that. That aris has been taken off now. Once you have done that, you just get yourself a fresh piece of 240. Should be wearing my mask, but it's only a couple of swipes. And the same on this one. And it's smooth enough to take that paint now. Yeah, so next thing that we're going to do is get a primer. And I like this primer. It's relatively cheap. It's water-based. It's acrylic primer. So there we go. I'm cheating now. I'm just rolling out on this because I can't be bothered to get myself a tray. And yeah, you just simply go for it. And it should be really, really good covering paint. 2 we do. Okay. We use a gloss roller as well, so as you're doing that, it's hitting your aris too. And the good thing about this technique, rather than the snacking technique, is that it paints those arises also. Rather than with the stacking technique, what we do is we stack up, we paint as a stack and we break them apart, and then we do the arises, so that arises don't get a hit with the primer. But with this shortcut method, it's getting a hit, which is a bonus. And there you go. And that is it. We've got a component that is quick and easy. So if we just had to do 1 shelf, 2, 3, 4 shelves, you know, not a great amount of shelves, or you just wanted to just get one edge up really, really nice and really, really quickly, this is the technique. It's the polishing technique. It's the shortcut cowboy method. I didn't make this up. It's just something that I know and I'm sharing with you. Yeah, as I don't have any other ideas or videos for this week's video. So anyway. Right, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Why not give it a go? Tell me what you think. Other than that, have a great rest of the day. See you next Sunday. Ciao for now.